Hi, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Halo Chat. If you do like our content, like, subscribe, drop a comment below on what you thought of the episode. We can probably guess what you'll say. And just
Mm-hmm.
let us know your thoughts in general. You know, whatever you want to talk about. Tell us about your mom, your dad, whatever you want to say. but that's it. And here we are on Halo Chat.
Halo Chat.
Halo Chat. Okay, so episode 7, Inheritance. It was exactly what we were afraid it was going to be last week, which is
Yeah,
a
exactly.
Kwan't storyline. And last week, I said, I feel like I could handle it if, like, that's what they did from the beginning, and they gave us, like,
Right.
whole episodes of Kwan't. So maybe, like, I went into it with an open mind. The second I knew it was going to be Kwan't, I was like, okay, like, maybe it'll be fine. Maybe, like, if I have a whole episode of Kwan't and Soren, like, they'll actually tell me something. We'll get something done. We'll get some information about what the point is. And, like, it'll be maybe cool. We'll give her the benefit of the doubt. No.
Right.
Not one.
No, absolutely not. No.
Ounce. There was, like, there was one cool thing.
The little baby smidge.
A baby smidge.
The little baby smidge of interest, and then instantly lost me. It was literally a struggle to sit and watch. Like I kept noticing that I was grabbing my phone and like looking at shit, and then I'd be like, no,
literally, I had to.
You have to record. You
myself.
have to pay attention.
I had to force myself to watch this episode because it was terrible. Like this episode is like you have so many people complaining about like bad writing or like the helmet thing, Halsey's casting, Miranda's casting, the guns firing stupid or whatever ridiculous argument,
the CGI,
the CGI being bad. Like this is the one time the entire season
that you have every fucking right to.
That was legitimately bad. So if I don't see anybody, like,
oh no, they're all gonna love it.
They're probably all going to still be complaining about the helmet or something because they're not like
right. Like, because there's a good chance most of them aren't actually watching.
Good though, like whatever. But like this was just the worst.
This was. If you were to come in at episode 7 to watch the Halo series and you saw this, it would be appropriate for you to say that the show is trash, show's gonna fail, all that jazz.
100%. Like if this was episode 1 or even episode 2,
if this was
like, we would have been in trouble. Be like, I still don't agree with the method in which people that really don't like the show express themselves. I think it's a little bit much and it's a little insulting to, the people that put their work into the show. However, if this was like episode 1 or episode 2,
it would have been
I can't say I would.
It would have been a struggle to get over that.
Like, I probably I don't know if let's be honest. I probably would have continued to watch the show and like.
We would have continued watching the show regardless. But you and I probably wouldn't have been. I know for me, I wouldn't have been fanboying as much. I would have been like, "Where's the chief? Where's the aliens? Where's the Halo? Who are these people?"
I got a whole episode and I haven't seen John 117's ass yet, and I'm very upset about it.
Yeah, the hell. They could have at least done that in the flashback or the hallucination. We'll get to that.
Oh my god.
We'll get to that.
Oh my god.
All right, so break it down scene by scene.
We'll break down scene by
scene.
It's
only one story we follow.
I barely have anything, like, honestly. And I wrote notes throughout the entire episode. But if we're going to do it scene by scene, we open with the flashback of Kwan't with her family on Magical, which initially was kind of interesting. Like, whatever. I typically like the flashbacks, and then
the flashbacks are all right.
New Kiss Boy comes in.
Oh my god,
handsome Prince Charming, and then Kwan't,
when you don't have the original Kiss, you need the new, the new Kiss,
the new Kiss. But he comes in and Kwan't like flips out on him. I guess that's to give us an indication that like she's not like 100% like like in it with the rebellion, I guess, because she like she had some in and out like with her father or whatever, and I think that's like just the only point of that entire
she's
scene.
got her reservations.
Exactly, like she doesn't care for it, and she kind of thinks it's a little bit like BS or whatever, which is obviously a stark difference to what we're seeing now, which is her just, I need to do my father's legacy, you know, and like
she's like all like taking up the mantle all of a sudden, and
and I guess it's just like like just guilt at this point, I guess. So, like I was mean to my dad growing up, so now he's dead and I gotta do what he wants.
I gotta like, you know, I gotta pick it up where he left off type of deal. But you know, when this story was unfolding in the very beginning, a lot of the time I was thinking like, you know, maybe this would have started off a bit more like exciting. Maybe it would have been more exciting to start this story off if they had done a better job building to this point. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I really feel like watching this whole episode in its entirety, I felt like I was missing a lot of context. Not a lot of context, but like, I don't know, I guess the bits and pieces they decided to share with us of the Kwan't story and the Soren story, it didn't hit when this episode came to you know, the inevitable full episode that we kind of predicted would happen. I'm pretty sure I said last episode that it was going to be within the next two or the next one.
Yeah, for sure. But it almost feels like you remember like you watched The Witcher, right, on Netflix?
Yeah.
Season 1 and 2.
Right, I have.
It's like season 1 is like what this episode was. It feels like it's out of order. Like if they came at us so hard in the beginning with like the rebels storyline, like I'm a little bit interested in seeing what's going on here, and then they get massacred and then like they're done. But like maybe if there was more of like a build up, like you're saying, and like we saw, instead of it being a flashback, we like were introduced to Kwan't and her family, and we had something like literally any sort of connection to Kwan't at all.
The problem is that you started a Halo series, and you like, it's hard to compare storytelling wise with the telling of the UNSC and the Spartans and Halsey and all this stuff. Like the Soren storyline kind of keeps you interested, but it's like you said, you know, it's hard to care, and maybe it's because the way they told it, but like, it's definitely this one was hard to swallow.
Because I can see because the weird thing is, like, if Kwant's storyline was in, and I hate to pull from hate comments in this, but like if Kwant's storyline was in anything other than a Halo show, I feel like I would be able to tolerate it. But when given the stark contrast between like last episode, the last two episodes have been amazing.
Right.
And
and that's unfortunate, because there's a battle scene in this episode and it just does not compare to the one we saw 2 episodes ago, you know?
Yeah. It was like, but by contrast, this was like even worse. Like, it would have been a bad episode already, but given the fact that the last 2 episodes were like near perfect for both of us, I think
I wouldn't even describe this as a filler.
There's no.
I would just describe it as a waste of time.
Literally, it is a waste of time. When we do our review or whatever, I'll do a recap of the episode. It'll take one sentence. It'll be one sentence long.
It'll take 10 seconds.
Yeah, and I don't want to do it now because the people that are watching and listening, you have to stick around. Sucks for you.
You have to stick around. Look at the sticker.
Look at the sticker. Oh, don't look at the timestamp though. Okay, don't fast forward. Oh, also remember to like and subscribe. We didn't do our thing. Maybe we'll do
Clip it.
Clip it. It's just audio. Okay. All right. Okay. So after the flashback, this is another thing I wrote in my notes. Like she's driving through the desert in her dune buggy. I thought Soren was with her for the longest time. I didn't realize that she just left him. I thought she took him with her. So I guess it makes more sense. Whatever. But like
I didn't pick that up, but
guns.
I see where you were. Yeah. She went right into it.
Right into a sandstorm. Like full throttle into a sandstorm. Like she knows what she's doing. All she knows is that she's looking for mystics in the desert. And as far as I'm aware, this entire planet is made
floor it into a sandstorm where you can't see shit.
Yeah, that's exactly what it was. If I'm looking for mystics, I'm looking for magic. What's more magical than a sandstorm? Floor it.
What's more magical than having faith in, that's what where it lost me in that scene, because she's been very skeptical, so I'm not really sure what that like moment was. I guess for storytelling wise, I don't know, it's a mystical act, flying blind into a sandstorm. One thing about that shot though, when she was driving, did they CGI the handcuff and the plate of metal?
I have no idea. I was I'm
pretty sure that was one of those moments where like that little part was randomly CGI'd, and I was like, what? Why? Of all the things, all the props you could have used,
that would have been the one. Yeah.
I don't know. Like that was so random. I at least if that's the case, but yeah.
I'll go back. I'll go back and look, because I didn't notice. I was too taken aback.
Yeah,
while I was writing my note.
If you can find it, put it up on the on here. Use the sticker with my hand.
So then I guess like we'll touch on the Soren thing. Let's just get the Soren thing out of the way entirely. So it tells us that Soren's back on Rubble, and Soren's little partner crony guy doesn't like what's going on. He thinks Soren's soft, the typical, just like straight up like stereotypical storyline of like under organized crime or whatever.
Yeah.
And he wants to do a mutiny, and Soren's like, step up or whatever. And then Soren tricks him into like, like what are you going to do about it? What are you going to do about it? And of course, nothing.
Right.
And then they go on the heist together. And I was excited when I saw that, because there was like the space shot, and they were like going to go on the heist to take the UNSC cargo ship. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. Here's going to be like a little bit of action where like they take the ship. Nope. It goes straight to them loading the cargo. Like completely. Like, and I know that they mentioned
totally took that part out. There was no struggle. It was just straight to cargo. Didn't have it in the budget. We already had we had one big fight. We're gonna have one more fight, but we can't have this fight.
Yeah, like nothing. Like they could have at least like cut into it with like they're in space.
Right.
Like how did they get on the ship? Like literally anything. But no,
I honestly don't remember. So there was no struggle, right? Not even like one shot of like a UNSC soldier getting the back of a gun.
There was one person I remember being there. I don't remember anything really specifically happening to them. I just remember that they were on the screen, and then it cut to them, like it like panned over to them loading the cargo.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Boy.
I don't know. And that's
no, not very exciting.
Yeah. And then Soren goes home after that. Like he puts the guy down or whatever. He crushes his foot with the forklift, and he's like, "You're gonna step into my shoes," which admittedly was a badass line, but it was also stupid.
Yeah. Soren. It sucks because these scenes. Like I feel like it's a waste with the Soren character, because when we first were introduced to him, you and I really liked him.
Soren's cool,
and we really liked the character, and it just feels like he's way too big for these scenes, and he is not like there's not enough room for him to be that magnificent character. I mean, he's a freaking former Spartan, or I guess once a Spartan, always a Spartan, but he's like half a Spartan. A quarter.
He's at least a quarter Spartan, yeah. But it's a complete like they're completely wasting him, because Soren's sick, man. Like I would love to see more Soren, and the Soren that we are seeing, I mean, presumably he's gone, but I guess the rest of his story is with Kwan't. So Kwan't meets the Mystics. We get a weird like little interaction scene where she's like meeting these mystics who all are like living in the desert together. The main mystic has like
pale hair,
and
I mean they looked cool. They did look cool, and that's when my interest started to get piqued.
From Matrix.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, but those twins looked cool. I mean the twins like I said,
cool. Admittedly,
that's when my interest started to become piqued, and it was very short lived. So so we get to the Mystics.
Yeah, but you have to also remember that like this is Halo. Like my interest was piqued until I was like, I don't like I've made a lot of like arguments on how this show like overall ties into the Halo universe, like changes like whatever, but they still make sense in the in the universe, like the universe that Halo has created. These things are still feasible, but like tribe of sorceresses in the desert,
I don't know. I mean, it might be in the lore. I haven't done a deep dive.
Yeah,
so we can figure it out. But again, like because of the quality of the episode, I had little interest of like deep diving because, like you said, it didn't really feel like it was connected to Halo.
Yeah, I'll do I'll research it and I'll type into Google. Halo canon. Sorceress tribe of sorceresses and see if anything happens, and if it does, then I'll eat.
It's just going to give you like the error 404.
Nothing found. Yeah, exactly.
Nothing found.
So then she goes into their main tent or whatever and has like that spirit journey where like the main mystic woman picks up fire with her bear. I laughed out loud.
Yeah,
I laughed.
That was so silly
when she picked up fire with her bare hands, and she was like,
the little CGI fire in her hands.
Like
that was, that didn't do it for me. They could have done anything else. We're in a world with aliens, and
you know what they should have done that would have been just as campy, but like probably not as silly. You know the thing where they throw the stuff into the fire and the fire changes colors that everybody does.
Could have just done that.
Like literally would have been better, in my opinion, in my honest opinion on Mystics.
Not picking up the fire
and turning it into a drink. Like it's just bizarre.
Oh my god! Yeah, that was
cool magic trick.
That was definitely strange. It looked silly. It could have looked better. It did turn into a drink.
And she takes her little sippy sip of drink. And what is the drink?
Takes a sip.
Tell us, John. Tell us. What does the drink do?
It shows us Master Cheeks.
Yeah, it's nothing but Master Cheeks.
We just end up back in the bathroom.
Back in the bathroom, staring straight into John's anus.
We are viewing it from Kai's perspective through her eye holes.
Yeah, just staring at Chief. Oh man, oh god, no, but it sends her on her little spirit journey. Who and her spirit guide is none other than helmeted Master Chief,
the helmeted Master Chief.
And to be honest, I think Master Chief could be all of our spirit guides at one point.
I think so too. Life. Yeah, I would have. Yeah, it would save me a lot on therapy just if a Master Chief appeared and led me into my decision making,
and then murdered me over and over and over and over,
and then beat the shit out of me over and over,
just like
and over again.
Every scene of
that
this
was funny
episode.
Though.
I mean, it was kind of
was funny though,
but like
that was pretty funny.
When every single time she went to attack, like I understand, like the concept is like she's attacking him in like a blind rage, and that's what she needs to learn to get over. But every single time she attacked him with anything, did you notice that she was hitting him in the most armored spots? In every situation,
right?
It's like she has the knife. So let me stab.
Yeah, no, wait, hold on. So she starts off with a chain, right? That's how this battle royale begins, first, and it's so set the scene for people who might not remember. It's a room.
It's very similar. If you've seen Game of Thrones, it was very similar to the scene where Daenerys comes out on fire. You remember that before she turns on fire? And she kills all of the lady mystics around her. It was exactly that scene, but imagine that Master Chief.
But in Halo.
Yeah, just
you got the room full of mystics. You got the guy that the crazy guy from the earlier episode. He's like the referee.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
He's like the
referee. Yeah, he's like the DJ.
He's literally like he's in her corner, like handing her weapons. So she starts with a chain, right? What did she do? She like whacks him a couple times with the chain in his face,
which
and he just kind of stands there.
To be honest, it was pretty cool to see Master Chief get whacked with the chain. Because it doesn't do anything.
Oh come on, so bro! Like, Master Chief would not have turned his cheek with a small girl, small That's woman.
True. He did
slapping him across the. He turned his cheek like what I mean. Like not even an elite would make him turn his cheek.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
You're right. And then what was the next thing? A knife.
A knife. Yeah. So she tries stabbing him directly in his armored chest.
Mm-hmm. Spoiler alert! It didn't work.
Didn't work. Then she wakes up and she randomly pulls a gun from referee's pants.
And then the last one, the most climactic one, was a rock. So
yes, the most
you go through
the
heavy iron
what
chain,
a twist,
knife, gun, but then rock was the last one, and then she gives up or whatever, and she's like, I've learned.
What do you want
Master
from me, Chief?
And Master Chief, magically the John without his helmet appears, which is the true John, the one true John.
The one
reaches
true
out
John.
to give her like the symbolic hand of acceptance and learning. And I guess she like comes out of it. She like wakes up and like,
I don't know.
Like
I thought she snapped out of it. I thought she snapped out of it, but I don't think so. Because she's still following. She follows the chief out of the tent.
And then what? Does he lead?
And then
and then he leads her to the well thing.
The portal well.
Right.
Again,
that was something that we forgot to.
They could have made it look so much better. It looked like a well.
It was so stupid. So in the event that you're not watching the show and you're literally just watching our episodes, you have no idea what's happening. We skipped over the part where Kwan's family, her ancestors, found a magic well with an alien inside of it. So that's what she's been looking for. And then in this vision, Master Chief leads her to the well, like Johnny's saying. And then, okay, here's one cool thing. The entire episode, the coolest thing in the entire episode, the only cool thing in the entire episode was 1/100th of a second of what appeared to be a monitor. Whether it's Guilty Spark, I doubt that it's Guilty Spark, but it was a monitor.
I don't think so. It was definitely
of some sort. So that was cool. I mean, it was cool. Why is
and it was so quick.
On magical?
It was so quick.
So
I don't know.
They did explain that the well, Jesus, the well was a portal, like it was a portal that goes somewhere that was fueled by Madrigal's fuel source.
Soil.
Whatever magical,
whatever's beneath Madrigal is.
It was like hydrogen.
The energy is within the soil.
They explained it in the first episode, like whatever Madrigal has.
Yeah,
but it's a portal, and we all know that it's going to go to the Halo, like whatever, like we know, whatever, we know as people,
we know
who. I mean, even if you haven't seen Halo before, you know that it's going to go to Halo. So maybe it was Guilty Spark. I guess potentially it could have been Guilty Spark.
I'm hoping it is. That's where once it left the shot, my interest completely died.
Yeah. The second, and then
even with like the Avatar style.
That is exactly what I put on my paper.
Spirit ancestry.
That is 100% what I put on my paper.
The spirit of Avatar's past. Walking. I mean, the shot could have been cool, but I had already written off the episode by then.
Yeah.
It wasn't as exciting as it should have been.
Yeah. So she, it does the Avatar shot. That's hilarious. Like you just said the same exact thing.
Yeah.
Because it was like Avatar. It was like when
it was going through every single Avatar. Yeah.
And then
all the way up to her father.
Yeah, and then he's like your responsibility is to protect this. Our responsibility is to protect this well. And then she finds out when she wakes up that the well will not reveal its secrets until Madrigal is safe, which is like, again, stupid. Like it just doesn't make any sense. And then we get our favorite boy, our favorite evil villain.
Trench coat.
What's his name? I have his name. I always forget his name.
I don't even remember.
Vishnu, I think is his name. But main evil villain of any universal timeline. Black trench coat, tiny glasses. English accent, I guess.
Yeah.
But he's after Kwan't still. And then that's when our buddy Soren shows up, because Kwan't goes back to the main outpost
to where it all began.
Yeah, she goes back to the main outpost. Soren finds her because he's decided to go. I am unclear on whether or not he wants to help her or if he's there because the bounty has tripled.
I think so I think that's the only reason why, and we sort of skipped that small bit of story, is that at some point Soren and his wife were speaking, and two comments. One is that they were speaking about Kwan't, and that the wife somehow knew that the bounty had doubled or tripled.
Wife knows everything.
She knows everything, as a smuggler wife, the king of the smuggler wife king would, right? But so right then and there, when she comments on the bounty and like reassuring Soren that Kwan't is still alive, that right there, I was like, okay, that's how. Now that gives Soren a reason to go find Kwan't.
Mm-hmm.
That's the first thing before we continue on. The second thing was that you can physically see where the Spartan process stopped on Soren, because the arm and up to his neck and a little bit of in his shoulder, I don't know if you noticed, but the size of his arm compared to the rest of his body is significantly bigger. Yeah. Like the muscles are larger, the shoulders are larger, the bicep is larger. Yeah. And the rest of his body is fairly, more comparable to a human that didn't go through the process.
Right. I think it was like that was our most complete shot of Soren. And you really see, like, because in like the previous canon, I think he's been in books.
Right.
And he was supposed to be like grossly, horribly disfigured by the Spartan Project. So they probably have dialed that back a little bit, but it was nice to see like the extent, I guess, of what the Spartan program did to him before he ran away. So at least it gives us like more of like...
Yeah. That's what I'm saying, man. Like that story of Soren, the character, and like the secrets behind him and the shit that he went through, like all that seems so interesting, but we just don't have the space to tell the story. You know what I mean? I think if it was any other storyline other than helping this girl or following this girl, I think it would be really awesome. And eventually it's going to lead him back to the Master Chief, most likely.
Yeah.
But that being said, yeah, so he shows up at the mining place.
Yeah, he shows up at the mining place. Vishnu shows up shortly afterward with his cronies yelling at her with a megaphone on the outside. His overall come out here, Kwan't. We need you to bring magical together. Come out and join us, Kwan't. And then Kwan't, I made a note of this. Kwan's witty response to him asking for her help was, "My father always hated you," which I thought was that probably dug really deep for him.
Yeah,
just like one after another. Like one after another was just
shit.
Nobody cares. Nobody cares.
Nobody cares.
There is a relatively cool action scene that involves Kwan's plan to like blow the rig
them all to
hell. Also destroy Vishnu and his crew at the same time.
Yeah.
And like that was like, I mean, that was cool. Like it was cool to see, like we got a little bit of like a little taste of Soren being badass.
Yeah.
And then there was a little bit of suspense when we weren't sure if they were going to make out of it, and then she uses John's discarded assault rifle to blow up the thing.
It just was too perfect, right? It just felt like too packaged, and you kind of like you kind of kept rolling your eyes like, oh, then that happened. Oh, there's the assault rifle. Oh, there,
That being said, there was a little cool thing in the midst of that battle scene. They had a plasma grenade. It was the first time we've seen a plasma grenade in this universe. Right. I don't think people are going to like the way it was portrayed.
Probably not,
because it was more like realistic, I guess. Like it wasn't like glowing with plasma. You know what I mean? Like it was like a grenade that stuck to the guy.
Yeah. Maybe we'll see a better version of it later on.
Maybe, but I like I don't know. Yeah. I'm not going to get my hopes up on that one. And then she stuck it to the guy with the big trench coat, and he's like, "What is this? What is this? What is it?" And he like literally, it's like on the outside of his coat. Like they stuck it on the guy with literally the biggest coat that he could have just taken off. Like it's like every single decision in this entire episode was just god awful. Like it was really
it just was not good.
Just didn't hit the mark. And then so they managed to kill Vishnu and his entire crew, I guess, that he brought with him, all of them.
He brought everyone.
Yeah, he brought everybody with him, he brought including everybody himself, which seems and then so dumb.
So begins the packaging, literally, the last piece of tape.
Yeah, like just tie it up because it's done. It's
put
over.
The bow on it,
and like she's in charge now. The main
problem is now gone.
Yeah. She's destroyed Vishnu in literally one episode. I guess we know why they cut it up so much, because Vishnu only had like 5 seconds of screen time left. Right. And then Soren gets his money. She says we're even, and then she's like, we could use a guy like you, in the classic like join our cause speech. And he's like, I don't know. And he heads out. So hopefully we see Soren again, but maybe we won't.
Right.
But we're definitely going to see more Kwan't, which is great.
Right. Oh, we definitely are, because we have to, because of that damn
stupid
/portal.
Yeah, because she's going to lead John to it. Like she's going to bring John to the well, and that's how they're going to like.
Yeah,
oh man.
So
and that's the episode. That's the entire thing.
So, well, let me just add a piece of it on that wasn't in the episode, and this is because I follow Pablo Schreiber. Actually, earlier today I was thinking about calling him Hablo. No.
Oh, because
of Halo and
oh, that's good. That's good. Hashtag Hablo.
No,
you heard it here first.
Hashtag Hablo.
Send it out, guys.
No, but. He actually, and I'm curious now if he did that because of like some like what you just said, like, are we going to see Soren again and blah blah blah. I think he posted this tweet talking about like an article reviewing this episode, and his words were like, "Stay tuned to see more of this cat in season 2." And I was like, okay. So I guess this is him letting us know that that's not the end of Soren's story, because I sure as hell thought that was the end of Soren's story.
Me too. I mean, that's good. Like it's good to know that at least Soren will come back. And
but
it's just like a little.
Yeah, it's good. But like if you're not following Twitter,
that's true.
If you're not following Twitter and specifically Hablo, then you're not seeing it.
What's funny is that he had the foresight to even say that. What? Like I guess you said he read
he's good buddy Chief
review or whatever, but like. He thought of it to himself. He's like, I should probably mention it because
this
episode was
he's going to be in season 2.
I was not in this episode, and this episode was not good. You see?
No, he was in that. He was in the episode though.
Oh yeah, that's true. He was in it.
That was the best part of the episode.
Split second.
When Chief was in there beating on a child.
That wasn't Chief. That wasn't my Chief. Hashtag not my
Chief. That
Chief.
wasn't Chief.
Don't use that hashtag.
That was Spirit Walker Chief.
That was Spirit Walker Chief. He sounded like the Mountain from Game of Thrones.
Oh,
remember when he was
I loved how they did
up?
that. Yeah, I love how they made him like growl and kind of sound fucking menacing. So again, that was the only cool stuff. But
yeah, literally the only cool stuff. Let's like succinctly. I'll do my entire summary of the episode. Okay. Let me think about it for a second. Okay, so. Kwan't finds the mystics. They tell her about a magic well that teleports her. Then she kills Vishnu with Soren, and Soren goes home. And then that's it.
Soren goes home. And that's it.
That's it.
And the
cool stuff in the
top.
episode. If you'd like to know the cool points of the episode, we have potentially Guilty Spark. If not Guilty Spark, then a monitor. There was a little bit of Master Chief getting beaten on and then murdering a child several times. And then a plasma grenade.
Master Chief doesn't hold back.
And a little bit of Soren.
And that's it. Have a good night.
Ass, but that was it. All right. What's your review, man? How many out of 10?
Oh, this is a 3 out of 10. You know what?
Literally.
You know what? Because Chief was in it, 3.5 Warskis. Out of 10.
Oh, that was closer. I'm proud of you.
We're getting there. By the last episode, I'll figure out that Sengheili.
Yeah, I 100.
Gosh darn it.
I 100% agree with you. 3 out of 10. For me too. Like it was the worst episode so far by far.
It was pretty bad.
Pretty
bad. And shame on you, Paramount Plus, for wasting our time.
Shame on you. Well,
it's 6 episodes of us praising,
like,
and then
I mean, we've been pretty like
shame on you.
At least you can tell that we'll be honest. We'll be honest when things are legitimately
not
bad.
what I wanted.
that episode was not what I wanted either. Like, that was
give me Chief or give me death. It's the Master Chief.
Where's the Master Chief?
But Pavinak, what... me at the end of the episode. Where's the Master Chief?
Where's the Master Chief? Okay, but that's it. So we'll see you next week, and hopefully it'll be a lot better than this week.